Hi, and welcome to this week's acting vlog, and I've titled it Who Am I? I'm gonna get through this. There was a lot of good stuff. We had a wonderful class with the amazing Wayne Nicholson, and a lot of things to marinate on, to think about, and yeah, I'll get started. So Wayne was saying, he had a good story of I think it was Emily Watts, and how when asked what do they want to get out of acting and everything, she basically said, I do three things well, and I excel in those. And the idea being, find, obviously, know yourself, and try not to be a jack of all trades, but maybe be master of three. And yeah, just find three things that you're good at and just get really good at those. And it's interesting because I've heard that theme and it's come up before. It's a bit that idea of, like, my case. I have German heritage. I speak German fluently, and why not in Australia or Perth capitalize on that and become the German actor, the go-to person for anything German related for film or actors, characters wise, and make yourself a name for that. At some point, even expand, and who knows, someone in Sydney then even asks for you and says, yeah, you can do it in German, can't you? I got this war film, or I need a German antagonist, or let's do a twist, actually a protagonist and hero. Yeah, so learning what your strengths are, and really get better at those. So that was a good one. And love the active listening bit, where again, about listening to your other, really like taking them in. And for me, that was important because I actually know for myself to really just focus on my opposite. I've got to be like just 120% tech safe and line safe, and only then, if I'm not thinking about my next line or my next action or whatever, can I just fully take in my opposite and be there. And then, referring to previous logs as well, take that in and see how that affects me, and how does that then make me want to deliver my next line. So it really is that, it's the preparation. I There may be people out there who just have the innate talent and are just fantastic and can just you know pull it off, and boom, drop it to the motion without any issues. But obviously, it's my journey, and for myself, I know, at least at this point, yeah, I've got to work for that. I can't wing things, if I really want to, do something, or be able to be 100% truthfully there in a scene. I need to be prepared so that I can walk on with confidence and walk off with confidence and say, I know I did a good performance, or a performance that I am happy with. And obviously, you want to have that level be good enough to then be happy with your work. Because if you're happy with mediocre, then it'll stay mediocre, and that's okay. But obviously, you want to push yourself and move further, and challenge yourself. So with that, yeah, I know I'm more and more holding the mirror up to myself, and being honest with myself and say, like, cut the bullshit. You wanna go in with confidence and be comfortable in that scene. You better be like 100% aligned, comfortable, that you do not have to think about it, and only then can you listen to the other. Because yeah, then you're still stuck in where's my line, and how am I looking, and what's my action point next. So, the other thing that I don't know if I just forgot, or I didn't learn correctly, was objectives, obviously, and super objectives. And I was under the impression that super objective was, so objective is obviously what do I want from the other in my scene, what I want to achieve, intent, how do I go about doing that. Super objective, I thought, was what is my main thing that I want from the scene that I'm playing at the moment. But in fact, we established that it's no. It's like your super objective is what your character wants to achieve in life. Like, what is it that they want? Fame, fortune, their father's approval in life, in death. And yeah, so that for me was like, oh, okay, that obviously has so many, that's so much more of a, it's the, what is the pulse of the character? What drives them? That was something interesting, and I think for me that'll be interesting to work with going forward, because it actually looks at so much more and it looks so much deeper than just one scene. And I'm going to refer back to notes because there were a few of them. And yeah, and but that was very interesting because we were talking about that with like character and what is the character's theme? What is Romeo and Juliet? What is the story's theme? Romeo and Juliet, undying love overcomes everything, even death, and so finding that, what drives your character, and Wayne put me on the spot then, and he then rolled it out to me and said, "Why do you do acting? Why are you here? Why do you bother to audition?" And it was interesting because I, in that moment, felt like a fraud. I felt like I had to come up with some elaborate explanation, and I felt I had to come up with something special that, years down the track, maybe someone would say, like, oh, remember Tristan when he was asked why he was doing acting, he said that and that. Isn't that silly? It's like, because my initial reaction was just what makes me happy. But I felt that I had to come up with something that was like more fancy and more witty and smart. And I think that's what we also do in scenes, isn't it? We think, gotta be smart, gotta impress and show off. And I know that's definitely one of my pitfalls is, that I still fall into like, oh, I want them to like it, or I hope it's good. I want the approval. And so also with this, it's so much that I was driving on the way home and I was thinking about it, and I had to sit down and I had to write it down, and I just had to like just go on a brainstorm of like what it is, like why, who am I, in this world, and what is my theme? Why am I bothering doing this? Why am I sitting here, until 11 o'clock at night learning lines? I mean, geez, I could be doing a lot of more chilled, fun things, and or not go to acting class and spend 3 hours with my daughter and my wife. So it's like, why? What is it? Why am I doing that? I could do so many other things, and a bit of a brainstorm, and I'm not going to tell you everything because it's a brainstorm. So there's a lot of everything in life is created, things like that. So I'll get to the point. Like I said, it makes me happy. I think that's nothing wrong with that, and that's absolutely fine. That's exactly what it is. And I know about myself. I like DIY. I like clobbering things and just making stuff. I'm not saying I built a table, but I just like figuring out something. Like, why don't I just give that a go and make it myself? I don't have to get a contract in for that. And it's the same with that. I like fixing things, making things. I like, like building a character, creating something, because all around us things get created all the time. Look, you sit on a chair, somebody created that, somebody designed that, somebody built that. Buildings, same thing as well. Like, it's amazing. Everything's moving, and I just think it's everywhere, and acting is everywhere. And I feel for me, Tristan, it allows me to see better, see more, listen better, and listen more. Just I find through acting, it allows me to actually develop my senses better and actually take in the world around me better. and I'm more of a person through acting, and allows me to Tristan to grow, and I feel like it lets me expand on who I actually am. Not about me not being myself, Tristan, and being a different character in that sense, but actually being bigger than I am, and discovering sides of me that, you know, I didn't particularly know were there, and I can discover more and discover myself more. So yeah, that's why I do acting. Hmm. So yeah. Another one was the power of resistance. You know, not just throwing lines out there, knowing also technical side of it. You know, editing. And that is with, you know, screen acting, is like you got to know where the camera is. You got to know how the other departments work, the lighting, the editing. You got to know that the gold is in the moments before the kiss, the moments before you deliver your line, because the line's a reveal, and then in editing the camera will cut to the other person because they want to see their reaction. So your gold lies within that silence, but it's important to not just have it as dead silence of like, I have to now pause before I deliver my next line. Because I think that happens a lot. I saw it actually after even Wayne said it, and people did a scene. I saw them do exactly that. It was like, oh, Wayne just said the gold lies in the moments before my line, and they then did that. They waited before their line. They delivered their line, but it was an empty pause. And I think that is one of the main things that actors do. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. If I pause, it's more intriguing and watchable. Well, it's not. It's, sorry to swear, fucking boring. Um, if it's an empty pause, you know how the saying is, lights on but no one home. Yeah. So yeah, to avoid that at all costs. And yeah, again, you know, don't think about like some thing that you have to put on in order to enhance your performance. Like just, you know the technicality of things, but then but fill it with real stuff. Yeah, if you're grieving, um, don't just sit there and pause before you do the line. Think about, your brother's died. Think about, how must your mother feel? How must your mother feel? Were you the one that's supposed to protect him? Are you going to be able to go home to her? Is she ever going to see you again? Were the last words she said to you, take care of your brother, don't come home without him? What does that mean? Can you actually come home? All those things, you know, don't just sit there and go, what is mother going to say? Um, Maybe that actually looked really good. I don't know. I have to look it back. And yeah, so that is that. Turning points, you got to identify where's the actual hook of your scene, of your character, and the opposites, the golden opposites. If you're playing a psychologist coming in to interview a nun, think of the setting that you're in: church, Jesus, cleanliness, and holiness. What can you do? Maybe come in with a motorbike jacket and a helmet, and smoking a cigarette and chewing gum. So, how do you find that contrast also in character, and not just delivery of lines? And that I liked as well. Yeah, like also actually finding contrasting character and costuming, to actually the scene that you're sitting in. And change in physicality, breathing, if things don't work. That actually really worked for me. I did a screen test recently, and again, coming onto grief, and I was like, from like our last classes with Ellis, we were working on movement and breathing, and so I thought, okay, how do people breathe when they're like just in grief and just like beside themselves? And so I really like worked on that breathing, and I feel that actually connected me to the emotion. Connection to emotion through breath. Who'd have thought? So yeah, uh, really enjoyed the class. Was really good. A lot of things to think about and implement, And I know I definitely am still learning, because Wayne's been saying things and he repeated things that I've heard 3 years ago, and I know them and I still haven't been applying them, and that's my baby crying. So I'm gonna end it here. Wish you a good night, and see you soon. But it's a beautiful journey, and I am very much enjoying it. And it's great to have the teachers along the way and discovery. Love that stuff. Have a good night. Bye.